Hello everyone and welcome to Switchboard, where we'll today attempt to predict the major Nintendo games coming on Switch 2, but based on the previous sales, and there's a clear pattern here across the different consoles generations and which game is there. And I think and believe I can predict many of the games coming the next 4 years for the Switch 2. So let's begin by taking a look at the GameCube. The GameCube sold around 21.7 million units worldwide. It's not a lot, and it was actually one of the consoles that failed for Nintendo compared to other consoles. But if we look at the top 10 games, then we have Super Smash Bros. Melee, which sold to 34% of the GameCube owners, 7.4 units. Mario Kart was a top seller as well, together with Super Mario Sunshine and The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. And actually Luigi's Mansion as well, which was a new IP at that time. Metroid Prime as well sold very well and reached 13.1% of the GameCube owners. Animal Crossing, a new IP as well, at that time had 12.5% reached of the GameCube owners. Mario Party sold good as well, and The Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess actually sold okay. It was a title that was released for the Wii as well, so some of that sales is actually on the Wii as well. So it's a bit misleading to say it's number 10, because a lot of the sales was actually on the Wii, because it was launched around the same time as the Nintendo Wii came out. Speaking of the Nintendo Wii, it was a very good selling console for Nintendo, and it sold 101.6 million units, a lot more than the GameCube. And in the top we have Wii Sports, which actually is a bit misleading as well, because Wii Sports was part of the package deal when you bought the Nintendo Wii, the game that came along with it. So if we don't look at Wii Sport, then we have Mario Kart again, which is a big money seller for Nintendo. It's just the top game of every consoles. But below that we actually have Wii Sport Resort as a big game, which sold 33 million units, and actually 32.6% of the Wii owners had that game. At the fourth place we have Super Mario Bros. Wii, which is a 2D game, and 5 we have Wii Play, 6 and 7 we have Wii Fit and Wii Fit Plus, which is actually surprising, and that shows that there's a lot of sports and party games at play here for Nintendo. 8 we have Super Smash Bros. Brawl, and 9 and 10 we have the Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 3D. So there's already a clear pattern here, just looking across those two generations, with Mario Kart being the top, Super Mario Bros. 2D being there, and Super Mario Galaxy, or the Super Mario 3D games being there. And we even have the Super Smash Bros. As well in the top 10. Let's jump to the next generation, and that is Nintendo 3DS. Okay, maybe it's wrong to say next generation, but because this is a handheld. But I included this because it has some other games as well. And since the Nintendo Switch came with a kind of a mix of the handheld and console, I thought it would be good to bring one of the handheld consoles in here. The Nintendo 3DS sold 76 million units. And the top seller here again is Mario Kart. And then you have a lot of the Pokemon games in there. Pokemon X and Y, Pokemon Sun and Moon, Pokemon Omega Ruby, and Alpha Sapphire, and actually Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, all being in the top 10. Together with the new Super Mario Bros. 2, Animal Crossing New Leaf, Super Mario 3D Land, and Super Mario Smash Bros. For Nintendo 3DS. All of these are in top 10 as well, so there's still a clear pattern, and the only change here is really that Pokemon is not in, or Pokemon is in for the handheld because they were not released for the consoles, or well, you had Pokemon Stadium series, but not a mainline game for the consoles at that time. Zelda is a bit out, which actually was very surprising to me for the handhelds. I thought it sold more for the 3DS. It is in top 20 though, but not in top 10. If we take a look at the Nintendo Wii U, which was a very dark period for Nintendo, it only sold 13.5 million units, even less than the GameCube, and it was a big misfire for Nintendo. But looking at the top 10, we still have the same clear pattern, with Mario Kart being in the top, this time around Mario Kart 8, and then the 3D Mario, Super Mario 3D Worlds, together with the new Super Mario Bros. U, being in top, together with Super Smash Bros. As well. Then we have the party game Nintendo Land, and actually Mario Party 10 is there as well as another party game, 9, being in top. And then we have Splatoon with this new IP, and this time around we have The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker HD in the top as well, with a new IP, Super Mario Maker as well, and Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. You might wonder why is Breath of the Wild not in top 10, and that's because it was released at the same time as Switch. I think, if I remember correctly, it's actually 11 on the list, so it's very close to being in the top 10. But many bought it for the Switch instead, where it's actually in the top 10. Nintendo Switch is the best-selling console for Nintendo of all time, with 139.4 million units sold, so it's no wonder it has such a long lifetime for Nintendo, because it was a big selling console. And it was easy to make games for it for Nintendo, and the games sold a lot. Just take Mario Kart Deluxe, which was a port actually from the Nintendo Wii. It sold 67.4, just a lot of money for Nintendo for the Mario Kart series. So it's no wonder they start Nintendo Switch 2 with the Mario Kart World. Animal Crossing is actually another big one. It was surprising for me. It was number 2 with 47.4. You have Super Smash Bros. Ultimate as number 3. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild as number 4. You can argue it's a tiny bit misleading, since there's 1 or 2 million units sold for the Nintendo Wii U as well. But it will still not get it up to 3rd place, including those. Then we have the Super Mario Odyssey at 5th place, with a reach of 20.8% of the owners, which is a lot. And then you have the Pokemon games, Pokemon Sword and Shield, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and then we have another Zelda game, and then we have the party game, and then the new Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, actually another port, with the 2D Mario. But again, we have the clear pattern with Mario Kart 8 being the top, Animal Crossing being there, Super Smash Bros. Being there, and for the consoles, Zelda being there, and 3D Mario. What's new for the Switch is, of course, Pokemon has entered the top 10, and that's because the mainline was released for Nintendo Switch. And then we have the party games and the 2D Mario. So there's a very, very clear pattern here of what Nintendo is doing across both handhelds and consoles, but also across generations. So let's gather all that and take a look at what Nintendo is most likely will do for Nintendo Switch 2. And here's my predictions. Prediction number 1 is we will get a new Super Mario 3D in the early lifetime of the Switch 2, because they have to sell a lot of the consoles, and both Zelda and a Mario is a console seller, together with Mario Kart, but they're already releasing Mario Kart. So my guess is they will come with a new Super Mario 3D, also because it's been some time since Odyssey, in late 2025 or early 2026. They will almost for sure also come with a new Super Mario 2D. But with 3D coming out first, then I think the 2D will come a bit later. My guess is 2027. They will for sure come with a new Zelda 3D as well. My guess is 2027, late for the holiday sales there, since it had been some time then from Tears of the Kingdom, and they had the time to develop a new game, and there's some space between. It's still too early to get a new 3D Zelda game, a complete new, since Tears of the Kingdom have almost been there. I think a new 2D Zelda will come as well, but a bit later in 2028, and then I'm quite sure we'll get Pokemon Generation 10 next year, late in 2026. It's about time. We need that game. We need it now. Basically every consoles, even the handhelds, or the 3DS at least, has had a Mario Party game, so at one point one will come here. Then we have Animal Crossing. I'm quite sure that will come as well. And then we have, my guess, we have not heard any rumors about it, but it's been for almost every console, and it's a high seller in top 10 every time, even on the handheld 3DS. So I'm sure we'll get a new Super Smash Bros. As well. Then I'm sure we'll get tons of Nintendo Sport and Fit game. They sell a lot, and my guess is they're actually quite easy to develop and make for Nintendo. We'll get a Splatoon 4, is my guess, And then looking at the sale, Luigi's Mansion 3 actually sold a lot, and so did 1 for GameCube and 2 for 3DS. My guess is actually we'll get Luigi's Mansion 4. I'm sure we'll get a new Kirby game. We got a ton for the Switch, and Fire Emblem seems to be really picking up both for the 3DS but also for Switch, so I think we'll get one. Together with WarioWare, it was not in any top 10s, but it was a part of many top 20s. To come with some wild guesses now, I think we'll get a Zelda remake, like we saw with Link's Awakening. I think we'll get some sort of remake for the 40th anniversary. It could be the one from 64, Ocarina of Time. I really hope for that one. That's a really good game to remake, and they already made a remake, kind of, for the remaster for the 3DS. But it would be good to see with upgraded graphic what it would look like, and I think they'll make some sort of Zelda remake. It would be good at least. If I should come with a few more guesses, though maybe not so much based on the sales, but more looking at previous IPs, then I think, depending on the sale of the new Donkey Kong Bananas, they will get a new Donkey Kong 2D late in the life of the Switch 2. And I think Kid Icarus will make a comeback, and I think it's about time we get a Star Fox as well. These are my predictions. Let me hear yours, and let me please share in the comments, and give a like and subscribe if you found this video useful or just found it entertaining. I wish you all a happy and wonderful day. Thank you so much.